Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. Podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. Tonight it's back to the dynamic duo. I'm gonna give a hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks on me on all social media at Z Hendricks Brand. And of course, look up your mama's favorites at Country Air Official on Facebook and Instagram, and Country Air Brand on Twitter. Because in this podcast, we don't call it X,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, not here tonight because he's probably being internationally well known, but probably locally respected on the podcast. Follow him at Perch XLV. Hashtag Celebrate Pro Wrestling magazine coming out soon, and hashtag Take It Home podcast.
Waffles, 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 waffles. That was a food hunt this week, brother.
Good. Yesterday was Val's birthday, so we went to Honey Butter. I got a Southwest omelet, which had guacamole, chorizo, Chihuahua cheese, jalapenos, and all that in it. Came with some tortillas as well. Val got her French cereal, French toast killer. Jack got an omelet. Her dad was very insistent on buying us some Marco's pizza for her birthday. Like Sunday when we were going out for family dinner with her mom, her dad was like, "Oh, let me get you a pizza." And then when we were going out at 10 a.m. in the morning for breakfast, he's like, "No, let me get you a pizza." And the pizza place didn't open till 3 p.m. anyway.
I would say most, yeah, even like Toppers here doesn't even open till like 10:30.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the pizza was good. Anyone who listens to this podcast that was at the bar before and had Mr. D's pizza, whatever we got yesterday was like Marco's famous. It's like right by Crunch Fitness. And I don't know. I'm like just saying stuff that people aren't gonna know. But anyway, Marco's like famous pizza. Maybe it's 27th Street, but the pizza's like the sauce and all that is very similar to Mr. D's.
I know we have a Marcos out here. I've never been.
Yeah, but it's a different Marco's. Are you thinking about the Marco's that are like tied together with the family videos?
Yeah. Oh, it's a different one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different Marcos. Because yeah, we had those Marcos. I know which one you're talking about because we did that not that long ago too, but it's like a different Marcos. I
Okay.
believe it's called Marcos. Watch me be calling it the wrong thing, but yeah. But we had that. We did have like that was good. We went and got some Oscars. I'm currently right now making we call it the tater tot casserole because Jack doesn't listen to the podcast. Jack doesn't like sloppy Joe, but he doesn't know sloppy Joe is pretty much the meat in this casserole. He's like, man, it tastes like barbecue, but he hates sloppy Joe. But it's sloppy Joe cheese and tater tots. So yeah, the tater tot casserole special. He doesn't know the special ingredient, but I'm making that right now. I don't cook often, so it's very so yeah. I made a cake too, bro. Made
Yep,
a
yep.
cake.
Very
Yeah,
good. Proud of you. Always good to
yeah,
try new recipes.
yeah. I made a funfetti cake for Val's birthday yesterday, and I must say it's pretty freaking good.
There we go.
And
Good.
then yeah, a lot of good food. And like Sunday, like I said, we went out to like a dinner. And I got this it was a very long title. It was the chicken bacon avocado Southwest Chipotle wrap. And everything pretty much everything I just said was like
That
what was in
wasn't
there.
it.
I was like, we could come up with a clever name. Like it was a
Couldn't shorten
mouthful.
that out at all.
Yeah, it was like, you gonna call this a Southwest wrap?
Yeah. I feel like there were many options that they could have gone with besides every ingredient in it.
Yeah, it was legit. Like, and when I said it, because like, Zach, what are you getting? I said it, and they're like, yeah, me too. And I was like, no, like that's literally legit the name. Like, like, I don't know what else to say. It's the name.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
funny.
but then Val got a prime rib, which luckily for me, she eats like a child, so I got to have some prime rib too.
Yeah, prime rib is good. I was thinking about prime rib today, yesterday. Thinking about some prime rib.
What have you? How was your food hunt?
I know we had Chipotle Sunday, and that kept me full for most of the day. We went to Sonny's on Saturday, or we got Sonny's, it's a breakfast spot around here. Saturday. Yep, had some Dutch apple pie, had steak and eggs. Um, that was good. I think that was it because I know I did food prep, so I was probably cooking dinner most of those nights. But yeah, nothing too exciting for dinner, but Sunny is always good for breakfast. Chipotle, I had a free entree, so got that. It was good. Um, Tonight we had frozen pizzas, which is always tasty. I love me a good frozen pizza. Wisconsin, the home of frozen pizza. Every once in a while, one of my friends will send me that clip of somebody walking through the Woodman's frozen pizza aisle. And Wisconsin does it good.
We hold it down, bro.
Yep, yep. And hey, can you hold it down since our senior official isn't here with a banger of the week?
Let's check out the like list. See what I got. Um, that have I done the harder the most by the Mid-Eye Mafia?
Let's check. Kind of sound familiar.
If not, I got another one
Oh,
too.
nope, yep. I don't think so. So there we go.
Yeah, I like this song. I mean, this is another song I've been listening to that kind of makes me think of like the singles career. Like I'm gonna go hard the most. Like I lay it on the ropes, like stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, good ideas. If I was creative and like was like camera guy gimmick, like we were talking about before the pod started, I could make cool videos. Like some songs I'd be adding to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his video game has been strong. And he's been working hard, throwing together a little something, something everywhere. Definitely
Oh yeah,
recommend to our listeners go check out the Lucha Launch movie is what I'm gonna call it. But yeah, it's the best wrestling story of 2025.
yeah. I gotta watch it.
Well, but oh man, I think I saw you all weekend, but why don't we talk about what we watched? Um, you're
Currently,
watching NXT right now.
yeah, I kind of got into it late. Not gonna lie. Feel a little bad. I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym today, and like it was the first day back for work. Had a nice 3 day weekend, and I really didn't realize how much like even though we sprang back on Monday, how much it's gonna feel different waking up.
Yeah.
So I was dog tired after work. It was like 4:30. I was like, oh, I can have till 5:30 hit the gym. Woke up and it said 7 like 15. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yesterday I was tr my plan was to take a nap and get up at like 6:30, 6:45. Didn't get up till 7:15.
Yeah, 7:15 is that sweep spot apparently.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and I was like, well, fuck, because uh, I was like, I told Val I get dinner tonight, so I was like, I want to make sure I get dinner made, and like the casserole thing is not hard to make at all, but
But
it's just like,
it takes time.
yeah, it takes time, and then like the gym, the podcast, and all that. I was like, well, shit,
Yeah.
but well, I honestly I missed Raw too because yesterday was Val's birthday, so like we were out a lot. We went for walks and all that, like just enjoyed the weather. I watched Wicked for I think the 10th time. So
Okay. Well, I did watch a lot of wrestling. Mm,
I mean
Sorry.
I'm watching NXT right now and they just had the finish to the women's match.
Okay. I mean, you can spoil it if you want, because I'm sure what's up
Stephanie
already.
Valkyra. Dude, that was dope. She did a corkscrew and landed into a triangle, but Stephanie Valkyra won,
Hmm.
which I
Have
have
you
a
been
feeling she
cured?
was winning. Yeah, Julia lost.
Well,
But
actually, not surprised.
to me it made the most sense because like not to sound bad, like I don't know. I feel like it's the winning the women's champ, ending the show winning the women's world title is a lot bigger than winning the North American title.
Mm,
Like Julia held the women's belt, so like now, like Valkyria can hold it now. But like if Julia would have won, like I don't know, I just feel like Stephanie winning the main women's title in NXT compared to Julia winning the secondary champion, as she's already the main champion, is not as big.
I will counter your argument in a little bit.
All right, what's the argument?
Oh, is that oh man, I guess yeah, that's all you would have watched. So I watched the I think it was Fantastic Voyage was the name of the show for Noah, which ended up being the junior tag finals this past week. We talked about it a little bit. Unfortunate ending to the finals match.
Oh
Hope
yeah,
hope the homie is okay, but Amamiya won. Amakusa and Junta Miyazaki, I believe is his name, ended up winning, and they're going to challenge for the junior tag titles. But the main event was the GHC heavyweight title versus the GHC national title, which would be their mid card title in a unification bout. So I I like Noah, but I think where it unfortunately suffers in comparison to New Japan is that they don't always have commentary on like the smaller shows. Because they do it just like New Japan, where it's the big show and they'll have like, the smaller shows leading up to it. Like,
yeah,
like they'll have Dominion, and then you'll have all the shows leading up to that card, and there'll be, all the tag matches involving the people in the big match.
yeah. And then
So
multi-man 10 matches, we're gonna break into like the next day show that has like two singles and a tag or something.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, things like that. So they were doing that, and there's no commentary. And similarly, at the end of the show, whatever team won, that one of those guys cuts the promo, and they do the post match promos, but none of those are subtitled either. So I did not fully understand the story, but I'm thinking, hey, it's the junior tag tournament. All you need to know is who wins and who loses and what the points are. That's enough story there. And for that match, I was just kind of going off their epithets. Uh, the real rebel Ozawa is the heavyweight champion, and it's Manabu Soya, no epithet, but he leads the team, Passionate Rebels. So I was like, all right, or Passionate Rattels, but that the second word doesn't matter. Passionate Rebel. Ozawa comes off as somebody who doesn't care. Manabu Soya comes off as somebody who really cares. Didn't think I need to know the story going in.
Yeah.
Yep, just going off the names, like, okay, this guy doesn't care. He's the heel. This guy really cares. He's the face. Ozawa wins. So on Fantastic Voyage, they do have commentary, and they've got English commentary who will translate the promos. Ozawa wins the national title. It cuts a promo where it's not that he doesn't care. He really cares, and what he's rebelling against is the current state of Noah. He is mad that there are so many outsiders. Kenta came back. They've got all these guys from DDT Pro. Uh, Oiwa, who was a young lion in New Japan, he was in there. So he cuts this promo saying, all these guys, they weren't in the Noah dojo. They don't understand what it's like to be in the Noah dojo. Ozawa was in the Noah dojo. He had his first match out the dojo in 2021. He's like, they don't know, they don't get it. I'm going to fix Noah. And by doing, and he's basically saying, like, this national title, this mid card title means nothing to me, and throws it in the air.
It's good.
Yep. I was like, oh shit. So, yep, he won it and immediately vacated it.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I was like, yo, now, I don't think they were going to do that with Gila and Stephanie because they're both faces for the most part. But that shit was dope.
I feel like yeah, like I feel like like I said, like I feel like the Julia Stephanie match, I just because like yeah, their faces. So like we're gonna do have the face win the mid card belt or have the face win the bigger belt.
Yeah.
What's gonna be bigger for your Madison Square Garden main event MSG match?
Yeah. And
But
though I like Gila, I think Stephanie's had the better matches
I
so far.
mean, I would say that better connections with the crowd, better like I don't know, just everything looks a little bit better.
Yep,
Like
because everything is
Is it Gila or I thought it was Julia?
I'm not sure. It's weird. It always throws me off. It might be Julia.
I really thought,
You could be
yeah, I
right.
was just, I mean, I could be wrong too.
Yeah, like I'm not sure.
But, yeah, like I just think, yeah, I mean, it was good matches, like, but she has like good matches, like I think best with Stephanie, like where Stephanie's had better matches with other talent as well. Like, not saying Julia hasn't, just
Yeah, it's just I just think
I don't know.
Stephanie's matches
I,
have been a bit better, and she's connected with the crowd a bit more. So I,
yeah.
so that was my prediction is that yeah, that Stephanie would have was gonna win it anyway. It was either Stephanie was gonna win it or it would be in a fuck finish with a fatal attraction
Oh, I did think that too because they kept having Fatal Attraction
on the
complain.
show. Yeah, I did see a promo with them and Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, which was pretty good. Ethan Page say telling Ricky Saints that NXT doesn't like outsiders was perfect.
Yeah, like act like he's been around forever.
Yeah. So we do you know basically what the Noah story was in the end. I eventually found out. I was like, oh man, this recontextualizes everything. But I do like Ozawa. Ozawa's dope. I think Ozawa reminds me like if Mav was a flippy wrestler.
Uh,
Like if Mav was a flippy wrestler and could be like that disrespectful while doing flips, that's what that's Ozawa. Like not like not the jump from the top rope, jerking off, hit you in the back of the head, disrespectful, but similar things. Like he does this thing where he does like he'll have him down. He does a twisting moonsault, basically lands in the tranquilo pose, but gives the opponent a wet willy.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, like when like the story leading up to this match that I could glean was when Soya very passionate. He yells a lot. That's his thing, and like they'll do the camera shake, kind of like how when Okada does the Rainmaker pose and the camera will pan out. And
Yeah,
Soya, yeah, but Soya is basically Japanese Ultimate Warrior is the best way I can describe it. So he would have like the Ultimate Warrior yelling and the rope shake, and the camera would shake with him.
I'm gonna have to like watch more Noah.
Yeah. So the what seemed to be the story was with Abusoya yelling and Ozawa either trying to cover his ears or stop Soya from yelling leading up to it. It was pretty fun. But yeah, it was a good show overall. Uh Marufuji versus Masa Kitamiya was fun. Keno and Kenta's tag going into this show was super fun. Just two guys who kick people really hard. Kind of reminded me of us.
Just out here shooting.
Yep, yep, just a bunch of real shooters. So yeah, that was fun. I watched SmackDown. That was awesome. Cody's promos on SmackDown and Raw were very good and passionate. Um, Naomi did it for
I'm just
Bianca.
gonna say
Like that
this.
callback was great.
I'm just gonna say this. This John Cena was doing it for the children. Cody said F, the F word.
Yeah, yeah. Cody did say the F word. I do love the memes coming out to prove that John Cena is still a face.
Yeah,
uh Raw, they had the segment with uh Jade and or not Jade, with Bianca and Io, getting ready to, have their WrestleMania match, and Rhea comes out and is very angry about Bianca cheering for Io, which I don't know. I feel like kind of took away from last week's emotional Rhea promo where, she was blaming herself and knew that she fucked up.
yeah. Like it's just like, how do you go from? Are they trying to read a deal?
I mean, I think they're just trying to find a way to get to this three-way.
I mean, it don't matter. Bianca has to win anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
don't worry.
it does seem like. That's my one thing. It seems like okay, we're just EO one so that EO could take the pin.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, we're gonna have like Io in it just so they can build up Bianca and Rhea for SummerSlam or something. But
Yeah,
I
like,
was like,
it's one
Bianca,
of those things where like no matter who, Io's here to take the pin so that either Bianca continues her streak, but Rhea still looks strong, or Rhea pins Io so that Bianca technically hasn't lost at WrestleMania.
yeah, but I don't. I think it's be even that kind of tarnishes the streak. That's like
It
a
does start as a streak, so
so it's gonna be Bianca winning at Mania. You can't until they call it out that she's undefeated. Like you can't tell me like that's not the plan. They're like they've been quietly building her up, which is like the smart thing to do. But eventually she's gonna be like Mania's my spot.
yeah. Whenever she turns heel, though, I guess she's publicly said that she doesn't want to turn heel. She's on that John Cena, doing it for the kids, where I guess where I guess she feels it would feel awkward at this point to turn heel.
Also, all these John Cena memes, just remember Gunther did it first. The fuck them kids meme.
Yeah, Luther does not care about them kids. I thought it was interesting that Tozawa and Otis did not make the save for Jey Uso this past Monday. Uh,
Yeah, I didn't like. I missed a lot of Raw, so
no, yeah,
I got.
that was an interesting thing on Raw.
Was it called out at all, or was it just something you noticed?
I don't think it was called out on like maybe McAfee said something, but it would have been in passing, like as the segment was ending. Um, like maybe something was said, but because I was watching it and looking at Twitter, so I don't know if it was that McAfee said something towards the end, or I had read something that somebody else pointed it out towards the end of the segment.
Yeah, like that makes sense. Though I was just like wondering because like WWE is very good about like doing small things and like bringing things to attention when you need to have it to attention.
Yeah, so it was Jay got jumped. Tozawa and Otis did not make the save. I I wasn't fully paying attention to the main event of Seth and Punk in the cage, but I did watch that while I was at the gym today, and it was a very, very good match. Probably one of the best cage matches WWE has had in a while. Definitely told the story. These two guys just don't like each other. And that's been obvious since Punk came back. Seth was fuming at that it was Survivor Series War Games, I believe it was. But yeah, Seth just fuming. And yeah, they didn't like each other. They did not go for a pin for a while, and they were just punching each other in the face for a while. So it really got the story through. Some good high spots. The fake superplex off the top of the cage was very well set up. Give you that feeling of it being like this big, huge destroying bump, but it was just a top rope superplex. Finisher fest. I love a finisher fest. I know Baxter does not love a finisher fest, but yep, finishers all around, trading finishers.
I'm a fan of Finisher Fest when it's done right. Like I
It
don't like
was
it for every match, but like big match feels where it's happening.
yeah, this
And yeah,
was appropriate time for a finisher fest, and good storytelling with the finishers too. Because Seth broke out the STFU on Punk, where that's how Cena beat him a few weeks ago.
also I think that not liking Finisher Fest thing, I think that's like not to sound bad, some of these young guys trying to act like they've been around for a long time and want to sound cool in front of the vets and bitch about stuff that they don't know good wrestling. Like I'll call a spade a spade. Like, bro, like you have these guys, like I feel like we broke in and like a lot of guys are like, oh, you guys just want high spots and blah blah blah. And it's like to a point, yeah, a lot of people are like kind of like just doing spots, but when it's done right, it's really freaking good.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it was done exceptionally well this week. So good.
And you
Um,
know it's good like when Armani will like put him over too, because like Armani will talk about like how like when you have a good falsy, it's a good falsy time.
Yep, yep. It was yeah, and it was the very believable finishers because that was the thing. Punk hit the first GTS and didn't go for the cover because they were really telling the story of like they just want to beat each other up. It wasn't
Which is
about
like
winning. It was just about inflicting as much pain on the other person. So first one, yeah, Punk didn't even go for the cover. Um,
fuck him up.
yep, yep. They were just trying to fuck each other up. Um, and then yeah, it started going into it, and they were spaced out pretty well too. I want to
They
say,
had a decent amount of time, right?
yeah, I want to say like 30 minutes.
I will say, because Val and I, like, when we got ice cream yesterday, like, we got back and, like, we put on Raw, and it was, like, kind of late. I saw Punk, like, then I saw Punk coming out, and I was like, damn, like, it's only 9 o'clock, and they're coming out now. Like,
Yeah,
well, they're gonna get some time for this.
yeah,
So I hadn't
they
watched
got a
it
good
this week.
they got a good amount of time. It had to have been about 30 minutes. Um, but more importantly, I think the finish was executed perfectly with Rollins going for the super stomp, hitting it, milking it, and then Roman coming through the crowd and pulling Rollins out. So that Rollins gets the win because they that was a thing. They both because it was, I think it might have been after Rollins hit his first stomp or he hit something big and he went opened up the door and told Punk, "Why don't you just walk out? Why don't you just walk out like you walked out before?"
So
And
it's more of like, all right, we're gonna fuck it. I don't care if I lose, so I'm gonna make you bitch like leave.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the thing. It was about if when we win, it's about a pin. We're not walking out this door. Show that you're a bitch and that you're just gonna walk out. And then eventually Punk got the upper hand and gave the same thing. And he went to the door, opened it up, and was like, "Why don't you walk out and give up?"
Yeah.
So yeah, so Rollins was on top. Probably could have won. Here comes Roman pulling him out, giving him the win, but not the win that he wanted.
Good storytelling.
Yep, it was very, very well executed. And then yeah, Roman killed Rollins, got the stomp back on the outside, was setting up to give him the stomp on the chair on the steel steps when our greatest hero of all time, Shane Helms, and the rest of the back office comes out to stop him. It,
Please don't do what everyone wants to see you do.
yeah, yeah, that. But looks in the ring and he sees Paul Heyman trying to help up CM Punk. And we know that Roman is a very jealous man. That is one thing the tribal chief is. It was before I think that Paul tried to help somebody and Roman shut that down real quick. Roman went in there and we're talking about old school events. Roman beat Punk pillar to post for that interaction. It was good stuff. Good storytelling. Good storytelling. A very well executed story of these two don't like it, and Roman doesn't forget.
I want to know when the favor's getting cashed in.
Yeah, that was the big thing for me too. Like, what is the favor? When is that getting cashed in?
Like, Punk does stuff for a reason. Like, he's like he's good about psychology. So, like, he like everyone knows that there's a favor there. He's just not going to bring it up because you don't talk about it.
Yep, you don't talk about it. You don't talk about Fight Club.
What
Now,
about the club?
going from that show,
Oh yeah,
and
we had AEW.
yep, in that cage match, we had AEW on Sunday.
I forgot I did watch that. I watched I got it on right maybe halfway through Takesha Omega.
Okay, so you had already missed the cage match.
No, the cage match was after Takesha or was it Osprey and Fletcher before the Omega? And
I think it was Osprey and Fletcher before Omega and Takeshita.
I definitely watched Osprey and Fletcher. I maybe I did watch. I really thought I know I saw Megan at Takesha, and I know I saw Moxley and Cope, which I don't care what anyone says. That was a waste of a cash in. They had that he had that briefcase. How long? Waste of a cash in.
Not a good cash in. I
Well, like
I have gone
AEW,
back and forth with would it have been better if Christian won with just putting his finger on Edge?
I think he's the top heel right now. I get they're trying to do whatever they're doing with the briefcase, but like I even texted you during the pay per view. I was like, "Does Christian still have that contract?"
Yep.
Like I messaged you like before, and I thought him stealing it would be awesome.
Yep. If he, I think had he won by just putting his hand on Edge, and because that was also the thing, a lot of fans are tired of the Death Rider, so maybe they were worried that this might actually accidentally turn Christian face.
Maybe I just like I don't know. I wish they would have done it differently.
I do wish they could have done it differently.
I
Um,
guess I mean I guess they kept Cope strong because Christian cashed in and Christian lost the match.
yeah, which I think now we're gonna go Cope Jay White, which I don't know how I feel about that.
I think you think it's Cope and Jay White fighting?
I think so because Jay White, though it was an accident, he did smash that contract onto Edge or onto Cope,
Yeah. Oh,
and they've got
well,
to do something with Jay White. Jay White's kind of floundering. He's just been Cope's number one fan for like the past 2 months,
I mean,
and he's too good for that.
they don't know what to do with half the guys they get. Like they didn't really do a lot with Jay White before.
No, and the thing
Like
is, like both of these rosters are bloated. 'Cause I'll always go back to, what are we doing with the White Six?
well, apparently Bo Dallas was out on injury.
There's still five of them.
Yeah, but like I think they want Bo. They want Bo to lead it all, which I don't get why he could cut promos if he was
Yep.
injured.
Another
Like,
thing he could have cut promos.
no, I agree. I bet they don't know what to do with the White Six.
They still could have been on TV.
Mm-hmm. But
You know.
yeah, like, Uncle Howdy doesn't need a fight. I mean, one thing that was made Brace is like what made Bray an entity was Bray didn't wrestle all the time.
Yeah. Yep. Bray didn't have to wrestle all the time.
But when he did, it was big matches.
Yep. So I think both rosters are bloated. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to find something to do for everybody.
I just feel like AEW should take a book, just should do like a roster split though.
They
Like, make,
probably should. They need a stronger roster split.
yeah,
Um, and Collision has been good the past couple of weeks, and it kind of feels like a roster split. Not everybody that's on Collision has been on Dynamite that week. So
all
I
right,
think they're figuring it out. I hope. Um,
hopefully.
but yes, more importantly, that Fletcher Osprey cage match. That was a story of two people who have tried to kill each other before.
Oh yeah,
Like it is a completely different dichotomy than Punk and Rollins. Punk and Rollins don't like each other, but you have to remember this feud started with Fletcher stabbing Osprey with that screwdriver.
oh yeah.
So attempted murder from jump.
I don't know about that. He was just trying to blind him.
I'm pretty sure it was at the top of the head. I don't think he went for the eyes, which it's still murder.
I don't. Yeah,
But yeah,
AEW.
the Spanish
Right.
fly off the top of the cage. I'm not doing that. That definitely was one of those that seemed a lot easier to take than to give.
Oh yeah. I was like, I mean, it looked cool, cool moment, all that, but yeah, definitely one. I bet, yeah, I'll take it over giving it.
Yeah. That was great. The
Oscar was good.
hmm?
I did like the Oscar from the top of the cage.
Yep. Oh yeah, the Oscutter, him climbing up the cage, hitting the Oscutter was good. Um, I love Mark Davis. Don't know why he bled. I
Yeah,
that one was a little unnecessary.
I thought I was like, I did think I was like, damn, is it just like all of us are bleeding?
Yeah, so I did think that was unnecessary. Oh no, I think you're right. Omega Takeshita did go on before this because yeah, they brought that up on commentary that they were amazed that Don Callis could could still be there after the Takeshita loss.
Yeah, I was gonna see.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah,
I was having trouble remembering the order of this card like immediately after this because the one actress and what she said, and I was trying to remember like after what match she had said that. Um, which it's whatever. It didn't bother me. I didn't take it the way I think a lot
Oh,
of it.
oh, you're talking about the Queen of the Ring,
Yeah,
where they like put her on the mic and they're like, what did you learn about wrestlers? Like, well, I learned that the wrestlers know who's gonna win before we do. And you're
yeah.
like,
I didn't take it that way because I think I know at least by that time they talked to her. Hangman MJF had happened. Swerve Ricochet had happened. And I took it as you guys know you're all going to win. You don't have to kill yourself the way these guys are,
yeah.
is how I took it.
I mean, I just thought it was a weird comment. Like,
It was weird. Camille said something about it. Yeah, but I didn't take it bad immediately like everybody.
what did Camille say?
She's I don't remember. It was like she was trying to say like it was some inspirational stuff. I was like, I don't know about all that. I just think she just saw Swerve almost die on that DVD. It was like, you guys know who's gonna win. You don't have to do all this.
Yeah, it's more like respect, like that. These like people kill it, like put their
Yep.
bodies through
So
this for
yeah,
that too.
when the
Yeah, no, again, like I just like I watched, I like saw the Omega Takesha match, and then they went to her right after. I just remember I thought that was odd though. I was like, it's a weird thing to say. Like,
yeah, it was weird. And then yeah, had it even been that, like yeah, the Takeshita freaking Omega match, the gut buster on the side of the table,
yeah, I
devious.
feel like they just watched like the GCW thing, and was
Do
like, we're gonna do
that
this.
on purpose. Yeah, that was heinous. Definitely no reason to do all that. Like
Yeah,
especially if you had diverticulitis. Like no, 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 no. That was nasty. That match was awesome. Takeshita and Omega have wonderful chemistry. Um, yeah, that shit was fucking wild. Um, Swerve Ricochet, love heel Ricochet. Leslie Jones going crazy in the crowd. Nigel thinking that Leslie Jones is Prince Nana's mom was hilarious. Um, Vertebreaker on the table that doesn't break. Just freaking nasty. The DVD spot, freaking nasty. MJF, Hangman, running, jumping, tombstone onto a chair, unnecessary. um, but very rare loss for MJF, which considering that Swerve is the number one contender up against Mox, you got two CZW boys. You know those guys are going to bleed buckets, and then we can probably continue this Hangman Swerve story after that. And
well, I think Swerve's going after. Like you saw. I mean, not stupid. Like I was about to say this stupid comment. He's going after Moxley next.
yep, he's going after Moxley next. Like those two are going to try to kill each other.
Oh yeah.
Like so, like this will probably be, and a lot of people said, people are tired of the Death Riders, but everything Swerve's touched so far has been amazing. So I'm intrigued to see what he pulls out of this one. Um,
The Hollywood ending. Tony Storm and Mariah May. You want to talk about some unnecessary shit. Starts off with a choke bomb off the stage through a table. Like that's maybe 3 minutes into the match. The the breaking the bottle, the break the bottle nut shot on Tony Storm. Unnecessary. Like K dot disgusted. You know how many veins are in your thigh that could kill you if they're cut? Like completely unnecessary. But them going type A death, freaking taping their hands, sticking it in glass and punching each other. Freaking wild. You could tell Tony there was too many shots of Tony Storm saying fuck. Like she was bleeding way more than she meant to.
So, like, yeah.
Like way too many shots of her just fuck. I've made a bad decision, but those girls freaking killed it. I mean, yeah, I think everybody kind of agrees that probably should have been the main event. It's been the best story they've had all year, biggest blood feud, and those girls went out there and fucking tore it down. Um, Mercedes and Momo Watanabe. The hate Mercedes has been getting, I think, is undeserved for her last couple of matches. This was another pretty good one from her. I really enjoyed. Momo Watanabe kicking her in the throat a couple times might have helped, but good, hard and physical match. I think, unfortunately, the worst match on the card was the tag team match. But I do think it just helps establish the Hurt Syndicate at Monsters. I think uh, uh, the Outrunners are going to get there, run with the titles eventually, but it's just not their time. But yeah, it was a freaking great show, and I it's just AEW does pay-per-views really well. I think if you're looking at the card and there's only two matches that you're kind of disappointed in, remember this is the WWE PLE where you only get 5 matches or 4 matches. You got you got 9 matches on the main card, 4 matches on the pre-show. Two bad
And
matches.
also, majority of the matches are like 30 minutes long still.
Yeah, yeah, or and that was the thing. They felt long because Tony Storm Mariah May was only 13 minutes.
I mean, how long was I guess I got to Omega. I did Omega,
Let's
Osprey, and Moxley. All those matches were definitely long.
let's see if I can find uh some match times. Mm, See if we can find Cage Match might have it. Yeah, so let's see. Page MJF went 19. Mercedes Monet, Momo went 18. Swerve Ricochet went 18. I knew this one was short. Okada King went 11. Tag match went 9. Tony Storm Mariah May went 13. Omega Takeshita went 28. Osprey Fletcher 29. Moxley Cope 27.
So yeah, they all were pretty long.
Yeah, they were all pretty long and they were all pretty good and emotionally, and I was emotionally invested in most of them, which just made them all feel that much longer too. But no complaints. I was exhausted after that pay-per-view though. But it was good. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So and like that went on for I think that might have been the longest segment of just talking about what we're watching. Why don't we talk about what we did this weekend? And I'm sure that's going to be a lot shorter. Um, I worked out, and that was about it. What about you, brother?
yeah. what is it? Val's birthday weekend, so we like kind of hung out, chilled at the house, worked out a little, and then Monday, like I said, we went out for breakfast. We went to some of our favorite stores. We watched Wicked. We went for a walk around the park. So just like, no, just a chill weekend of no wrestling because coming up will be a weekend of some wrestling.
Yeah, it'll be a full weekend for you. Then why don't we just get on to the topic? What do you like better? I think these past couple weeks, WWE has had maybe one big match on Raw or one at least big thing to talk about on, Raw and SmackDown. And it does not look like we're going to get a pit stop pay-per-view before WrestleMania. So do you like this format of, maybe one big match per show, or do you miss the pit stop pay-per-view?
I I don't know. I feel like 7 weeks in between is going to be a lot.
Yeah, 7 weeks is a long time.
Like it is, it's a big gap in between. Like I, I mean, I would say I miss pit stop pay per views, but like their pay per views, like we just put over like three, four matches.
Yeah.
So it's not like how old pay per views were, where it could sell some scores or like set up some stuff. Like there's really, it's like it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's hard to like pay-per-views are hard. Like pay-per-views back in the day. I feel like we're here for blow-offs, but also here to start new rivals, new fights. Like
Yes. Which,
you would have a run-in, you would have like some stuff happen. It didn't always have to just be finish, 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 and it had to be always like we have to blow everything off here. Or it was like you would just like there could be like you could have a Braun Breaker win the Braun Breaker win the Intercontinental title. I know where like some random guy like Ludwig Kaiser come out and attack him and they're like, oh, like, and then like he come out Raw the next day and talk about why he did what he did. But now you have something set up at the pay per view.
yeah.
There's
Right.
just like I don't know. It's a very hard one to answer just because like pay per views aren't like how they used to be. It was like how it used to be. Now it's at like the paper like another pay per view. But right now, I mean, I like the idea of like having a big match because like even though they don't have a pay per view, it seems like they're like, all right, Raw, we had Io win the women's title, so y'all missed Raw. Y'all didn't think it was going to happen. Y'all just thought Bianca Rhea.
Yeah.
SmackDown, they had LA Knight win the belt right
Yep.
away.
Yeah, that LA Knight will go. And then last night we had
Roman show up.
yep, Roman show up in the steel cage match.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's like I feel like in
Like
a
those
way
three could have been on a pay-per-view. Or could have
that's
been
what I'm
on
saying.
one pay-per-view.
All three of those things could be on one pay per view. So like they're like it's like, not a bad thing, especially it's like hey like you never know what's gonna happen on Raw. I think they need to switch it up a little bit. Have these like have those big matches in the main, but maybe add some stuff in the beginning or at the middle, so it's like you have to tune in and watch the whole thing.
Yeah. And another thing, I think I have liked it so far, but it also now brings up the question, what's what's the card for the pay-per-view? Because like we have the big, title matches, but that's all we
I would
got.
say it's Tiffy, Charlotte,
Tiffy
Gunther, Jay.
Charlotte, Io, Bianca for now until we figure out if Rhea gets in.
Yep,
Dino
Gunther, Jay.
Rhodes, Gunther J.
And then I would assume it might be Punk, Roman, and Rollins all together.
Yeah, maybe something. But that's the thing. We is like we're coming up on 6 weeks out now.
True.
We have like what's the 2 night card?
Also, how many matches are going to be on each night?
Yeah, I mean, the way that they run it recently, I mean, with what we have now, that's enough for one night.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to figure this is Mania. They're going to, the card should be bigger than what they've done for other PLEs.
I feel like Mania. It'd be weird not to have. They have four matches on Mania. I feel like a lot of people be like feel robbed.
Yeah, like it's very interesting with just how they've changed the PLE format and then going to this not having a pit stop pay per view. Like,
But I
oh,
feel like even like one year they did like didn't they do it where like I think it was the Royal Rumble where Roman had to defend the world title in the Rumble, and
yeah.
then
Or
Ambrose got
and then he
super.
came into the Rumble later that night.
Well, then Triple H won the Rumble and won the belt, and it was like Ambrose was super over. So they did a pay per view called Road Stop or Roadblock. I think they did Roadblock for WWE, and
Yeah,
they had Triple H take on Ambrose.
yeah,
But like I felt like they added that on the fly.
yeah. And that was the thing; these pit stop pay per views were never like super advertised before. It was just like, all right, we're gonna throw in this pay per view.
I mean, I don't know why. I mean, even if they did like another Saturday night main event,
Yeah, yeah, just something, just another, even big TV show. But instead, we're getting, so far it's been three shows, three big matches that leave you talking after them. 'Cause, yeah,
yeah.
EO, I mean, yeah, Rhea had never beaten EO, but I still didn't expect that. I thought this was going to be the time Rhea beats EO.
Yeah.
You know,
I
this,
mean, I need them to start setting up the tag matches.
yeah, we don't have any tag matches. We don't have any mid card. We
I mean, I like to
we
see
just did LA
Penta.
Knight.
I mean, I like to see Penta. Like, I mean, yeah, he hasn't been there long, but I want to like Penta could still probably get a match on the paper on the card.
Yeah,
But
but it's very interesting just when you look at how the PLEs have been done this past year, and then you look at Mania being 6 weeks away, and it's like, yeah, besides the big titles, I don't think we really have a solid picture of what this card looks like.
I mean,
And then you look at the prices of tickets.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like prices are pretty high for them not having
I mean,
nothing, right?
yeah, for them to have nothing at this point, like
And maybe they have stuff, and they're just wanting people to speculate, and and they're like,
they
don't worry.
definitely have stuff. I do think that, under this Trips regime for the past year and a half, 2 years, that we have seen that there are plans for things. There are always plans for things. There's a method to the madness, but it just feels weird to be this close to Mania and not have an idea,
Yeah,
besides the big main belts.
I mean, yeah, I don't even know, like, because like, is LA Knight even going to
To
like?
defend the
He just
U.S.
won the
title.
belt, so
Yeah, he just won it. He does he need to be on the WrestleMania card?
and it's like at that point, like I was like, let's like, I mean, at that point, yeah, it's just a weird one. Like
And then
you would, like, I just feel like it's mania
Finn's
to
got a
like you
shot
like
at the Intercontinental title next week.
who knows?
Finn,
Oh, Finn gets one.
yeah, he gets a shot at Braun Breaker next week,
I mean, you would think for Mania, like you would think that every title would be on the line. Like it's
or
like
at least
they call it
most
their
of them.
Super. Well, it's called your Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Like you call it your Super Bowl of wrestling. Like
other shows call themselves the Mania of their sport.
yeah,
Like you're basically the gold standard of big show.
yeah, and like you have, and then also like with the women's tag division, who would go after Living?
Yeah, Liv and Raquel, we don't have number one contenders for them.
We don't even have a challenger. Like the
And that's the thing,
like
Raquel's challenging for the Intercontinental like next week, I think, or in 2 weeks.
oh yeah, that's like yeah, we're talking about the men's main card. Like they got
Yeah,
nothing
there's a
for
women's mid card, and we don't have challengers for them either. Or like
like
they
yeah.
just beat because Chelsea just beat Meechin again in that street fight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Cactus Green.
Cactus Chels. Yeah, so we just had that. And then Raquel's challenging Lyra next week or in 2 weeks. I think so.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Where's Asuka at?
Where's who?
Asuka.
She's still hurt. She was hurt. So like she hasn't come back yet.
I was like just trying to think of like a challenger for Liv or Raquel and like
Yeah, I mean,
Kabuki
Sky
Warriors.
Pirates would be good, but yeah, like Asuka's still hurt.
Yeah, like what they don't really have a women's tag division. Like you
No,
have like Casey and that girl from American Ninja Warrior, those
yeah,
girls, but like
Katana
they
Chance
don't use
and
them.
and yeah, Casey, but they
If
haven't
you
been
don't
on
use-
TV in forever.
Yeah, and like if you just throw them on TV now, it's like you're desperate to find something.
I mean, you've got 6 weeks, so technically you have time to build it.
Why can't you just do a tag tournament, Raw, SmackDown, and then like have like a match, like winner like is going to take on Raquel? Like, yeah, do tournaments. Like tournaments are dope.
Yeah, which it's admittedly they haven't done one of their like triple threat to get into a four-way tournament in a bit.
Yeah,
That was me. Everybody was complaining like, "Oh, AEW has too many tournaments." I was like, WWE is doing a tournament every week.
I don't mind tournaments.
I don't mind them. I love tournaments, but
I
like,
like it. It makes the most sense. I
yeah,
don't mind a good story, like, but at the same time, like I do think that like we like
tournaments can
the
further
tournaments.
stories. It's just that
Yeah,
they don't have to be difficult stories because you just have the bracket itself as a story. Or if you're doing,
do you
Continental
think we get
Classic
a?
G1, the points tell the story.
Do you think WrestleMania gets a speed match on Twitter?
I mean, I've enjoyed the speed matches a lot.
No, I like speed too. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying,
I
like, do you think we get one, like a little speed
I
match?
would love one.
That would be dope. Like a little, like night one, like what? Like, hey, we're gonna do a speed match.
They are definitely putting that on the pre-show as much as I would love for it to be on the main card. That is,
No, no, it would not go on the main card, but even the pre-show would be fine. Just because they're like, I don't know, these are our top two speeders.
yeah, the speed tournament is, and that's the thing. The speed is always a tournament. They do a tournament to determine the number one contender. They are always having a tournament.
Yeah, yeah, no, it'll be interesting, but like they have, like, I mean, realistically, if you want to defend, if you like did defend every belt, you have men, women's main title, men, women's mid card belt, men's tag. That's 5 matches there per brand for just titles alone. And then you have to throw the women's tag title, so that's like a 6 match card for one of the nights.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have like any other belts.
I mean, I'm sure they have belts that we're not thinking of.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know as I talked to my brother, he was like, "Oh, they need like double, like they need women's champion for both Raw and SmackDown." Like the men's like, no, they need a
No, they don't
tag
because
division.
it doesn't work that great for the men. I think one tag title is actually benefiting the women's tag
Yeah.
scene. It's just they don't have many tags on the main roster. That's the thing. They have tags and more factions in NXT.
Well, they like what they had that Alba Fire girl and the other girl, but they let the one go.
But that's the
Yep.
thing. Now they're Chelsea's cabinet, so it's Piper Niven. It would make sense for it to be Piper Niven and her now.
Yeah, that would work. That's like, look at that. Put them as a tag team.
Yep, but that's the thing. You've got one right there. So like they
That's a heel tag team against a heel tag team. Yeah.
I don't know if I would call them a heel because Chelsea's over now.
Yeah, Chelsea is a very like, and Piper Niven's pretty over too.
Yeah, Piper Niven's pretty over. So, like Alba Fire is kind of the odd one out. So I don't know. I think that you could easily make them the faces. You
That's true.
have Alba take the heat so that she gets that sympathy.
I mean, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, I just want to see it get
Got
built
off
up
to
and like
something where she takes the bullet for Piper.
true. Do you think, yeah, like honestly, you could do like if they did 6 matches a night, they could do the women's tag match one night. Obviously, a Punk and like Roman, that's like that's a different type of match.
So
And
yeah,
you're
that could
obviously
be every
you're
night.
probably gonna get KO and Orton.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm wondering is do we have more stories than titles to be invested in?
I mean, they're probably gonna put some of the matches on like they're gonna call it the night before Mania Raw. I mean, the SmackDown a little bit. I'd like to see LA Knight defending the United States title the Friday before Mania,
Yeah, I can see that.
unless they get a challenger pretty quick. Because it's like I don't know if the rumors are true, but it sounds like they're not. Shinsuke's not returning.
Yeah, I've heard those rumors. Um,
But I mean, I get it. Like if the rumors are true, it's not like it doesn't like I get it. Like not to sound bad, like he was
that
a United States champ, and what he do with it? Like it's very hard. Like it seems like it's very hard if you can't cut that Americanized promo from a live crowd. It's very hard for them to do much with you.
yeah, it's and which is just like you knew that when you signed these guys.
Yeah, no, it's like really confusing because he was over in NXT, but then just got diluted. I think if Triple H would have been in charge the full time,
Maybe
it
it
would
would be
he would
different.
have been better. But like, not to sound bad, he got watered down when they did that whole nut shot thing.
Yep, he got watered down with that, and even that took a while for AJ to recover from.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Eight and like even age, like yeah, it just seems like
That
a
hurt
lot of them.
AJ too for a while.
Yeah, it was a very dumb storyline.
Like, so there was that. Though I think like I could see us getting AJ, Logan Paul at Mania. I could see KO Orton, maybe Sammy, maybe Karrion Cross involved in something.
Yeah, Karrion Cross has been like interested, like involved in everything lately.
Yeah. So, which I'm all for. I let him be creative. I loved his creativity on the indies. So yeah, let him be creative. Um, New Day, LFI maybe. Um, that's the thing. I think we actually just might have more stories that they're going to try to put on Mania than title matches.
Yeah, but you could have made that into title matches.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have been made into title matches, but that's I think it is a interesting point that we're at.
Yeah,
Do we maybe get something from LFG or Evolve since they've been really pushing those shows at Mania?
I don't know if LFG will be. I don't think they'll be involved. I think it's kind of similar to like what we talked about the TNA thing. Like it's your main thing. Like the LFG guys might be in like attendance and watching in the crowd, but like that's about the farthest I think they would go.
I mean, I think that's the farthest they deserve, if anything. But because I don't know if you watched if they were on NXT, but I feel like they had said something about them being at Roadblock.
Oh, it was gonna be the coaches were going to just be in the crowd in attendance.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a very strange Mania. I'm intrigued and worried. Intrigued to see what they do. Worried that my favorites won't be on Mania.
Yeah. I'm like hoping we see. Well, I'll have to see.
Like the SmackDown Tag Division, I'd love to see them on Mania.
I feel like they are like I like that promo that they did with the whiteboard. Like, see, simple. It's like, nah. Like I intertwined everyone.
Yeah, yeah. So like that's they it seems like they've got a story at least going for the SmackDown tag titles, the Raw ones not as much. But see, that's the thing. It's do we maybe get Chad Gable Dragon Lee? Because that's a story that they're pushing at Mania.
Will that be the speed match at Mania?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say is Gable in the tournament right now? But yeah, maybe he just challenges Dragon Lee for the title at Mania.
Uh, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. They got, like you said, a month and a half.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Why don't we get on to what we got coming up this week? This weekend I will be in the gym once again. That's all I'm doing.
Bump in there.
Yeah. But what you got this weekend, brother?
Yeah, this weekend I'll be doing the drive out to Akron, Ohio, where I make my debut for Neo Pro as I enter the Great Lakes Summit tournament. It's a tournament that they were posting for a while. Like I seen like I think a lot of people were sharing it. Neo Pro wanted to have a tournament with a wrestler from like each state in the Great Lakes area, like Midwest, like New York and all Pennsylvania. There's New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, two guys from Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. And they like wanted to pick some of the best wrestlers, and I was picked to represent Wisconsin.
You
I'll
you
be
you
representing the home brand of ICW. Uh, and I take on. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get a singles match with them. I assumed that eventually it'll be a tag
tag
match with
match.
Country
It
Air.
seemed like it would have been a tag match had certain things not happened, but hey, this is the scout match is what we'll call it. The real match is a tag match. This is just the
Yes,
scout
sir.
competition.
I mean, I've taken on both members as of after Friday. I'll take on both members of Hot Commodity. But I'll take on one half of Hot Commodity, Hayden Backlund, represent New York guy representing Grapple Pro. It's a first round winner. I think I don't know what round two is because there's like four of us. I don't know if it's going to a fatal four way. I know the next round would be in May 10th. But yeah, so looking back to try and go back May 10th. So Hayden Backlund, I'm be showing up. I was thinking about it. It's been like 6 years, and I've never won a singles title outside of my home state.
Hey,
Never. I mean, I've
always
won 10 titles outside the home state.
sounds like a good time for the first one.
Yeah, I mean, eventually it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
One day. But yeah, we'll
Hey,
start. That one day starts this
you
weekend.
heard Reb Menders. Fans are waiting. Fans are on this ride with you.
Yeah, I mean, it is like nice. Like I did like hear that we're the Shootout podcast, or I think they call it the Indie podcast now. I apologize, butcher it. Don't be mad. They do want us back on, so Country Air will be on one day. But I did to hear them talking about war games and all that. I made a comment just saying like I'm free, and then they're like, "Oh, but we want to see Zach win that title." And I was like, "Oh, so do I."
It's like, oh yes, I do want to do that.
Yeah,
I guess I
be
have been
cool.
talking about that for the better part of a year.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be one day, maybe world title at 0-1, maybe the Great Lakes Summit Tournament Championship, maybe called the Great Lakes Champion. Um, I don't know. Like, eventually, I'm gonna be like, I got Treehouse of Champions 3 just came out.
Yep.
It's kind of lacking belts compared to Treehouse of Champions 2 and 1.
Yeah. But
But
we'll get back on it. We'll get back on it.
oh yeah, but other than that, like, I'm not sure. I did see there was a show on the 15th out in Ohio. So I don't know, like, I don't know if it's gonna the trip will get extended. If not, go out there, whoop the other half of Hot Commodity, show them what Trevor Outlaw got, uh, show them what they're in store for when they'll both have had a sample of me. They haven't had a sample of the Cahote.
Yep.
Show them what's up.
Yeah, we've got the advantage. We've been watching, testing.
Oh yeah, everyone thinks they can tag team wrestle until it's time to tag team wrestle.
Yep. We're gonna show you how it's done, boys. But all right. We're winding down. So Zach, any final thoughts or questions?
Uh, nope, not that guy. I mean. I think anyone knowing any promotions running, looking for new talent, let me know. Definitely feel like last year was a good year of building confidence, but sorry, Wisconsin. Eventually, I'm gonna have to leave the nest again. It's about time I'm getting the itch to like prove to everyone what Doc's been telling me for years. So like, gonna be trying to hit the road a lot more. Like I feel like last year I was not happy. I don't like being viewed as a local guy. So yeah, shit's gonna change.
Yep. There we go. Y'all be ready. That great retriever, golden retriever energy, great retriever energy, whatever we want to call it, is on its way. For me, be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow us on all social medias. Follow Perch at PerchXLV on all social media. I did not notice if we got anything from Tom this week. I'm pretty sure I said all of it um last week. Let me just double check real quick. Um, oh wait, we did. Oh, Tom will be seeing Wicked in August 3rd.
Oh yeah, Tom did let me know about how Wicked's coming to town. I did ask Val if she wanted to go. However, she doesn't remember a lot of part two, and she's looking forward to the movie. So like, yeah, we were like Tom definitely like, gave me the icky on that, letting me know like, hey, if you wanted to surprise Val, and it was one of those. But I did talk to Val because I was like, and she said like, hey, I want to go see it, but I want to see it after I see part two of the movie because she doesn't remember a lot. She doesn't want to have spoilers.
No, yeah, I feel you. Oh, so I'm guessing the play is coming, is what he's saying.
Yeah, the play's coming to Milwaukee, I think over the summer, like July and August somewhere.
Okay, yeah, that should be good. Um, uh, there was thinking about taking K-Dot to a I don't even know if it's a play. It just might be a concert. So this is probably why I didn't I didn't do it. I didn't have a full understanding of what it was, but we've got some fun coming up at least towards the end of the month. So I will actually have a story to say of what I did over the weekend instead of I just went to the gym. But yeah, like I said, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Also on all social medias, let us know how you feel about the long time between pay-per-views going into WrestleMania, or do you want that pit stop pay-per-view, or are you liking this every week sort of gig? But this has been the Take It On podcast. Y'all be easy. One.